Now, I don't know if you saw last night, but big news: Adrien Broner beat Ashley Theophane, but then called
That's
out
not big news.
Floyd.
That's not big news.
Why isn't it big news?
Come on. I mean, Ashley Theophane. There's nothing, no disrespect to the man. He's a tough kid. I love and respect every guy that gets in those ropes, but he has no punch. And he was tailor-made for Broner. That's what they brought him in there for. It was up to Broner to fuck that up. You know what I mean? Excuse my expression.
Go
but
ahead.
you know,
Yeah.
that's all that was. I mean, if Broner didn't show up and do what he was supposed to do, Theophane was very formidable. He was in there. He just didn't have the weapons to keep him off, keep Broner off. You know.
What do you think about him calling out Floyd?
I don't. I mean, I think he's trying to get a payday. I think he can say what he wants to say, but I think he's looking to get a payday. And, you know, I don't think that Floyd's going to give it to him.
We talked to Floyd right after the fight. He talked to us, and he said that he said, one, it was the biggest April Fool jokes he's seen, and two, he said it's not something that interests him. Is that?
Yeah. Well, you know, Floyd doesn't have to prove anything to anybody, and you know, I think he's done more to solidify his legacy in the Hall of Fame and in boxing history more times over than anybody else out there. So I don't think he needs to do anything else to prove to everybody who he is and what he's about. I think he's still the best fighter in the business. I think overall, I think he's the most complete fighter in the game. And if he doesn't decide to come back and fight, so be it. I think he's done enough. If he does, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he could still step back in the ring and defend his title against his legacy against anybody they put in front of him. So, you know, hey Jack, how you doing? All right. So, you know, I don't think Adrien Broner is enough to draw him out. Adrien Broner needs him. He doesn't need Adrien Broner.
Just out of curiosity, if they were to fight, Eric, is that fight? How do you see that fight? If they were?
I see Floyd taking him to school. I mean, you know, Adrien Broner's a decent fighter. He's got talent. He's definitely a gifted fighter. He's strong. He's got good punching power, but he's not Floyd Mayweather. He's just not. I mean, Floyd Mayweather's pretty much a complete package. You know, whatever he doesn't have in punching power, he makes up for in intelligence and skill. And Adrien should give Paulie Malignaggi a rematch. That's what he should do.
I think I heard something about that.
Yeah, that's what he should do, because you know I thought Paulie beat him the first time, and you know they just didn't give it to him because everybody was high on Broner's power and everything, and expected him to knock Paulie out, and he couldn't do it. So they didn't give Paulie credit for dictating the fight and controlling the whole fight. I mean, I thought he outworked him, out-hustled him, and you know out-punched him. He wasn't maybe as powerful, but I thought if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't have been no fight.
If they were to rematch, does the fight look the same to you, Eric, or does it look a little different?
I don't know. You know, it all depends on what Paulie brings to the table and what Broner brings to the table. Mm-hmm. I think Paulie's still a great fighter. I think he can still, you know, with a full training camp, I think he can still rise to the occasion and take that guy to school.
Last question on Broner and all that. Does it surprise you, though, what happened with, because Floyd and Adrien, you know, call each other big brother, little brother, and now it's got to the point where Adrien wants to fight him. Does that surprise you, Eric, or
No.
is that just part of the game?
No.
How do you take it?
That's just part of the game. That's just gamesmanship. I think it's all about trying to sell something, a possibility of something down the road.